Sup, Devils? J-Dog's back, and he's got fucking Athenar with round motherfucking 2 down in his fucking deep, dark dungeon next to his goddamn drum set that my poser ass didn't even realize that he fucking plays drums on every goddamn record.
Poser!
Fucking poser. I didn't say I knew.
Bought this guy half of his house, and he doesn't even realize I fucking play drums on the records.
Bought an eighth of the house since you left us down and dirty. So I gotta go fucking hang out with King Diamond and the CC, who I've never even heard, mind you.
Just bought you the spare tire on the back of your Lincoln. That's it.
Exactly. Yes. Anyway, so this time, I mean, a goddamn little bit of a prep questions of shit that I was thinking, because, just talking and hanging out and shit like that. I'm like, I don't know, what are we going to talk about as far as asking? I mean, I can, just bullshit on the fly about stuff, but I was like, what are some fan questions that, like, I don't know the answer to? Apparently, I didn't know you play drums on every album. So there's that. We'll watch this too. I didn't know that either. Fuck, shit.
No wonder those drums sucked.
Yeah.
Everything okay over there?
Yeah.
You need another mule. You need another limoncello.
Not cello style fucking Athenar. Those are the strongest cellos I've ever fucking drinking in my goddamn life.
No whimper rockers.
So yeah, I made a list of questions that actually I kind of don't know the answer to, and I think maybe fans, might like to know. But actually, before we got to know it, since thought it was interesting because people know how much of a huge Deicide fan I am, and you were telling me you fucking got to meet the goddamn GB at this last tour he went.
Glenn Buxton from the Alice Cooper band. He fucking died years ago.
Yes. You said you bumped him at the airport. So let me ask you. I already know. You fucked me. You left me out. You see GB sitting in the airport all grumpy. Oh, fuck. They lost his bass. And you're seeing GB. Naturally, you're thinking, well, fuck it. Who's the biggest Deicide fan in the goddamn world? J-Dog. I know that. But I'm not going to mention that motherfucker. Did you mention my goddamn interview?
I don't shove my ding-dong in people's faces. It's rude. But you dangle it a little bit, and then you lure them with it. So the ding-dong is dangled.
Was my ding-dong dangled?
I'm dingling my ding dong for you.
So did the name J-Dog Hell's Headbangers channel interviews that didn't even come up?
There's no penetration yet. You have to court somebody. It's seduction. It's about seduction. You don't just go ramming things into orifices. That's how the population grows, and you get these unwanted items. So you don't want to do that. But it is there. I hear.
Oh, Peg it at this home.
Yeah.
I hear Pegzilla. I hear don't worry. Seeds need to be planted. The seeds are bought, but not planted yet.
The seeds were not planted at all unless you exchanged numbers.
I didn't say they were. I just said they weren't planted. I said the seeds are bought.
So you didn't exchange numbers, nothing?
No. Like I said, it's about seduction.
Yeah. So what happened then? You met the GB. What happened?
He was pissed off because like us too. A quick story about the airline system in Europe. It's a conspiracy. We figured that they're into losing artists' gear, and they don't want to see heavy metal being played in Europe anymore. That's what it comes down to. Because Vanek's guitar got lost, Deicide's shit got lost with their drums, their GB's bass. Possessed, all of their shit was gone. Literally, all of their luggage was gone. Those guys had to buy fucking boots and t-shirts at the gig because all they had on was their tracksuits. The one that's laying over there, so they had to get
So tons of bands were pissed.
Blood Incantation stuff was gone. So, it wasn't only your boy. It was everybody was pissed.
What gig were you playing?
This was Beyond the Gates in Norway.
Okay. Yeah, but you did several shows. You did some in Germany. Oh yeah, so you got to play with the fucking hem. I hear.
Hemdale?
Hemridge. And Athenar never heard of him. He heard of them because from the dog. I heard about him. I've been telling him for years, just like after Cannibal Corpse. Still hasn't heard them. And then
I've been telling him about many gigs too. Yeah, you ever hear of this band called Discharge?
I've heard.
I gotta check them out.
Call them out, man.
I gotta check out.
No. I said no. What I said is it came in through Hell's.
I know.
And we got the crappy albums because it was post fucking 84. So I was like, I'm not going to listen to mid-tier albums. I want to hear the early shit. And to me, listening to that kind of music, as a primitive as it is, I'm not going to give it a YouTube listen as a first listen. That to me is blasphemy.
Understandable. Yeah,
So I was
get
waiting
it.
for it to come in, and I wasn't going to fucking buy it because I'm not a huge hardcore punk guy as is, so there's a 50-50 chance I'm going to like it. And they send us the turds. So I wasn't going to check out the turd material. The CC, you were around. And he's like, I've never heard them. But the Hem, I've been telling about it. He's like, I watched them. They were a pretty goddamn fucking banger.
I don't remember myself saying they're a pretty fucking banger, but I did it.
You said your socks were blown off. The hood was completely blown off the shoulders.
What the hell? I gotta join this band immediately. No,
He's like, he was thoroughly impressed. He's like, that was a He's like, that bass was nasty.
It
He's
was.
Like,
The
he's like,
bass
I
was
saw.
nasty.
He's like, I saw scalpels. I saw blood.
yeah, I did see blood. I saw. Yeah, the bass was. They were. It was.
More impressive than 200 stab wounds.
I've never seen 200 stab wounds.
It was more impressive than 200 stab wounds.
But yeah, no, it caught my ear, and I can see why you're into them.
I can see why too.
And I can hear why you're into them.
I was going to ask too, because I asked now that the Dong is in that category of multiple albums. Next one coming out March, you said, right? March 9th?
Yep.
Hellas Expectations, is that the name of the album?
Yes, sir.
Or was I not supposed to say that?
No, yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say that. Why not?
He's like, fucking dickhead, it was supposed to be a surprise.
Well, I don't think anybody knows, but they do now. So
So out of all the shit you've done, I kind of ask guys, that have done a multiple fortitude of albums, what is your favorite one so far that you're the most impressed with? Again, not a fan favorite, not the one that bought that bought your Lincoln.
right.
BMW.
BMW.
Yeah, the one that you like the most personally. You're most proud of.
You know what? That's this is question's kind of been answered before, but at least for me, it sucks to say this, but I do like them all, man. I mean, if I didn't, I'd be a fucking poser. So I do like them all, and like any, I don't have any children that I know of, and but they're just it's a generic saying, but they're all like the retarded children are just as fucking good as the doctors and the lawyers. They all have their something that makes them stand out.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's so fair.
I mean, because, like,
Hellcat approves of that.
There you go.
correct me if I'm wrong, I remember when the Dong was pretty much done before Satanic Royalty even came out. Mm-hmm. You basically stopped the band.
It was done after the first recording.
Why was it done, and why did you decide I'm going to do it? I'm going to do a full length. I to this day I don't even know what the answer is.
Well, yeah, even after that first recording, after the funeral bell thing, yeah, I was like, okay, this is good. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to make a Crusher EP in the vein of like those '84 records that we were talking about earlier. The In the Sign of Evils, the Apocalyptic Raids, and that was it. I didn't want to take the chance of, as Big D would say, ruining and everything after that. So okay,
Yeah.
you got here, okay, bam. It's 100%. There's no turds.
Yeah.
And but then just inspiration kept striking. For one reason or another, and like, oh, okay, cool. There's a 12-inch. Okay, well, it'll be cool. All right, I'll make a 7-inch. All right, just make a 7-inch. So it's like different formats. Okay, a 7-inch, and then there's gonna be a comp track. Okay, so you got that comp track, a 7-inch. So there was a reason why to do different things, just based on different formats, and I was coming up with the stuff anyway. So that was the reason why. And then every time I did that, I was like, okay, now I'm done. Okay, now that's done. And then finally, the only thing at that point I hadn't done was a full-length album. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I don't want to do that because then it's like all downhill from there. And but I did it, and now I got to live with that all downhill.
Well, with that being said, then, especially when Satanic Royalty came out, but I mean, like prior to that, the band blew up very fast. I noticed that. What was your take? You being in the Cleveland scene, or just Ohio, the state of Ohio in general, with all the metal bands that you've seen in the '90s, etc., that popularity-wise, you instantly blew past them, whether it was right, wrong, or indifferent. What did you think of that? Were you like, this is weird, this is cool, didn't realize it, didn't pay attention to it? You're like, this is kind of stupid. Like, why don't they give these other bands respect? What did you think of that?
I didn't think at all. That's my usual MO. I wasn't thinking. It was like, okay, well, I'm just doing my thing, and it was never a competition to me anyway. It's not like, oh, I'm blowing past these bands or these other bands are blowing past me. Or I don't care who's blowing each other. That's not for me to decide who blows each other. But I did notice it because it is, I do pay attention to stuff, of local music or music in general, underground music at that time more or less. And it was just like, wow, this is kind of cool that people are into these tunes that I just wanted to hear selfishly. I just wanted to hear them for my own purpose. And that's how music has always been anyway for me. Just like stuff that I wanted to hear or that I wanted to do. And if some other people got into it, great. Yeah.
Well, that being said, that like, what were your favorite Cleveland bands and Cleveland metal bands? Like, what were ones that you really liked?
In the 80s, it was obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious, but to me, Destructor were the kings of like speed and thrash and that kind of thing. False Hope was another one that they just put out a couple demos. Decimation, the first Decimation demo, Armed to the Teeth, that was another good one at the time that I really liked a lot. Local bands from down the street here like Sinistrike and Black Axe, who Black Axe did the TAP cover, and which nobody will know about because they never put out anything. They're just a literal local band from.
Even that I don't know. I remember you talking about it, but I've never heard it. I don't know anything by them.
So at that point as a kid, as like a 12, 13-year-old boy, those are the local bands that I liked.
Did you like any of the Cleveland bands from the '90s when you were going to metal shows and shit like that?
In the '90s, like the death metal stuff.
Death metal, black metal, From the Depths, Decrepit, anything like that. Did you like any of that stuff? Solace, Embalmer, Regurgitation, Manicore.
I had the first Embalmer demo. Like Toby, handed me
the Toby Wolf singing.
Yeah, he
Into the Oven.
Me the first demo. Before they had a cover or anything. It was just the tape. And I thought that was cool because it was still like maybe it was like 91.
I think it was 91. Into the Oven. I think it was 91. Yeah.
So it was still like we were talking about. It's still like death metal was still slightly in its infancy at that point, and it was cool that a local band was doing something extreme like that because I don't really recall a band from Cleveland. Unless you can correct me, doing like
death metal, brutal death metal wise, right there. No,
at that point,
I don't think of anybody.
Yeah, it was Embalmer was like the first band that
I
know
know Embalmer,
that put out like a release of sorts, a cassette, a demo of anything that was that extreme at that time. So that was cool.
But you didn't care for like the Decrepit stuff, Creation of Sin disc, and Acrimonium, and any of that. Because that's the stuff I grew up on, and I loved all that stuff. I could see you not, because you're more of an '80s guy. I loved
of course,
that
I knew those guys and buddies with them, and still buddies with them. All
of course.
Stuff, and it was cool, but it wasn't where I was at that point. Definitely not. At that point was like probably 94, 95. I don't know, like all that shit.
It's around,
At that point, man, I was waist high and just going backwards and getting into like early '70s. Stuff and early 80s stuff that I missed out on or didn't know about. So the mid 90s I had no interest at the time in music.
It's funny because that being said,
current
you don't like a ton of death metal, but you do like some, and the most that you do is like the 80s stuff, Death, Possessed, Morbid Angel, Autopsy, Obituary, things like that. But you like a little bit of the 90s stuff, you like the first Deicide, etc. I'd be very curious to see your take on it, you actually being one of the older guys that's actually still into music, which is hard to find, in my opinion. You doing a death metal band, even if it's a project, a 7-inch or something, because you've done a lot of projects.
If I would, the thing that I liked was the Death Breath thing, I guess. Like that. Well, that was what,
Nicky
15
Anderson
years ago. Because
he did two things.
It still had that style of
Yeah.
of like you can hear it's actually really real amps, real guitars, riffs. So like if it'd be like a current death metal, I mean it's I thought that was pretty good.
No, I mean I'd be curious if you were to do something, your take on it, what you would do. because you do
Yeah,
metal
yeah.
projects, and like you said, technically when you started Midnight, that was meant to be a metal project.
Yeah, right.
I'd be curious if you did like just let's say a 4-song 7-inch
Yeah.
of death metal. I'd be extremely curious what you'd come up with.
All right, man. Well, let's start our band.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do those. I'm gonna do those. I told you, dude. I'm gonna be the singer. I'm gonna do those Carcass live St. George's Hall's first 30 seconds fucked up vocals, goddamn
All
vocals.
right. Well, then we got
You
the
just-
drums.
we just need to figure out. You're the sound guy. How to fucking capture those vocals.
That I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know how to.
We'll just figure out. We'll cup our vocals, do stupid shit. And
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Figure out how to get it.
Well,
going.
and that's how it was done. That's how shit was done. You know, you experiment with stuff.
Record on tape and play it back. How's this? Let me change it here.
Yeah. You know, there's like the shit. Even you know, we were talking about earlier. Like the maps weren't set in stone yet. You know, so you could do whatever the fuck you want, and you still can. But you know, like a lot of the young bucks, you know, like it's all way too mapped out and paint by numbers, and it's just there's really no excitement.
That's exactly actually why I said why I'd be curious if you did like just a 4-song 7-inch, coming from an older guy that actually likes music.
Yeah, an older guy who gets shingles.
No, but no. What I'm saying is because, like you said, these younger guys, these 19 to 25-year-olds coming up with music. Sometimes it's cool as fuck, but again, a lot of times it's kind of like I'm not super interested. What are you going to come up with? You're going to be influenced by something that came out in 2010.
Right. Yeah.
It's not that. Chances are my socks are not going to be blown off. There's exceptions to the rules, but I mean, for the most part, I'm not expecting to be overly fucking impressed.
right.
So because it's going to be like, all right, well, yeah, this came out a bunch
So
of time before.
is that a challenge to me? Is that what
It
you're
is.
saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I want Athenar to come up with a fucking DM album
DM on, yeah.
or DM four songer.
DM 4-song 7-inch, only on 7-inch, no dumbass CD releasing cassette. 500 copies. If you don't got it, you're a fucking poser.
All right, well, we'll see what's up.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, you got it all here. You can do all the instruments. Just record in the basement too. Just make sure it don't sound like shit. And be nice and goddamn raw.
Yeah, see, again, we mean don't sound like shit. It's supposed to sound like shit.
No,
man. I mean,
shit
it's-
in the sense of like, you know what I mean.
I have no idea what you mean.
I gave you an
Wait,
example. I mean, which I like it, but let's call it like it is. I'm not a complete fucking Cavalt guy.
Yeah,
'cause,
I know what you're
for example, the Nunslaughter Rotting Christ demo, the second demo, that sounds like shit. Now I like it and it sounds super fucking cool, but I can enjoy it because I know those songs because they're on other releases. If that was the only thing I ever put out, I'd be like, whew, this is a little bit of a rough listen.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But going back, listen, so that would be a little bit too primitive.
Right.
But if you listen to like the Massacre demos, that does not sound like shit.
Right.
It's raw. It sounds like the Autopsy demos. That does not sound like shit.
The
Repulsion
Autopsy
Horrified.
demos.
That does not sound like shit.
Yeah.
To the average person that's listening to fucking,
Culture Club.
yes.
The average person listens to Culture Club.
they're gonna think that sounds like shit. But and you know,
Even the average person, as we were talking about Satanic War Master, how many people do you think in this, I don't know, 100-mile radius actually have Culture Club T-shirts? It's probably just as rare as having a Satanic War Master shirt.
yeah, probably.
So is Culture Club just as cult
Uh,
as Satanic War Master?
Cult doesn't mean the thing is cult doesn't mean good. Fucking what was it? Reverend Jim Jones? He was a fucking cult. That doesn't mean he was doing anything good.
Speaking of that too, did you ever that might be an album. You may or may not be into Reverend Jones and the Kool-Aid Kids.
I never listened to it.
Oh,
yeah,
you might be.
It's
into
funny
it.
we got stuff in, and I don't. But
It's kind of like a little like hardcore sludgy or whatever. But anyway,
yeah. Well, it's actually speaking of that too. Gonna put you on fucking the spot, and I know it's kind of hard. But whatever comes to your top mind. I'm actually kind of curious. I know some of it's gonna be kind of like I'm sure like Kiss.
did
or
you
something
show off that Star Wars glass too to the camera there? Yeah,
You know what? I didn't even look at it.
That's an Empire Strikes. That's a 1980 Empire Strikes Back.
As I break the goddamn thing.
Yeah, don't break it. There you go. Look at
I
that.
could pick up on that with a goddamn overly fucking
Well,
taxed fucking, but
Elcat
it had to water
sugared
down.
it up for you, but
Well, he gives me pure rugged rubbing alcohol with like a splash of goddamn what's that shit called? Like a flavoring up. No, not even that. Fucking
limoncello.
basically, it was limoncello, but it's basically like the calorie-free goddamn squirt things. What are those things called? The Kool-Aid things. You know what I mean? I'm like, you may as well have done that. What the fuck, man? This is like pure rubbing alcohol.
Hey.
So
I had to fix it.
you like it.
yeah.
You like it raw.
Tastes
You
like
it pure, man.
tastes like a
I like
professionally mixed beverage at a bar.
I like how my beverages. I like my metal, man. I like it raw.
So,
yeah,
putting you on the
I
spot,
don't water
put you
down
on the
shit.
spot, Athenar, because I'm curious what they are. I kind of did mine on video. Well, I think I did 6 or whatever. And again, like it's not set in stone, but what kind of comes right to your mind when someone says this? Top 10 favorite albums.
Yeah, that's almost impossible.
No, 100%,
question.
I agree. But like I could throw out 10 that I'm like, here's what's come to my mind that are definitely up there.
I mean, there's always like top 10 favorites, top 10 influential, life-changing, top 10 like things that have like influenced you musically. So
Let's go top 10 like from your child.
Let's go, a hodgepodge of like, that have always been there for years and will always continue to be there.
Yes.
Is Van Halen 1984. The two like the kid down the street, the older kid who was into like bad stuff, who was trying to influence me to be into bad stuff at the time, gave me on the same day, and this doesn't happen, Peace of Mind and Defenders of the Faith. And at the time, those were the two current recent albums by Iron Maiden and Priest. So that is a gift to me. You know, like I know like maybe certain singers from Devastation will disagree on those choices, but yeah, those albums are they're very important to me, just important. Like totally life changing, and still remain. I'll still play them multiple times a year.
So what's number 9?
Number 9? Well, that was only 3. Right? I think.
Why are we going from the top or the bottom?
That's true. Okay, so yeah, so even if we are, but I don't know, Anyway, numbers are man-made, right? So there's 3 there. Let's see, I'm wasting a lot of time here. Let's see, what did I say? Van Halen 1984, because that's what got me into like hard rock, and you hear that distorted guitar. So you got some Van Halen, got some Defenders of the Faith, got some Peace of Mind. There's probably a Led Zeppelin album in there. Even the first Led Zeppelin album I heard was Led Zeppelin 2, given me by the same bad kid. But I would have to say, after that, I found out Physical Graffiti was way better of an album than Led Zeppelin 2. Let's see, and there's of course the what I told Jeff Becerra when he asked me my 3 favorite albums. I said Black Sabbath Volume 4. I said Judas Priest, Stained Class, and Motorhead, Ace of Spades, and those would be in there too. But I didn't get into Stained Class until after Defenders of the Faith. So Defenders of the Faith has the what do you want to call it?
Nostalgia. No.
Yeah, the nostalgic factor. Stained Class might be the better of the albums once you listen to them with more of a the palette is expanded, and you find that Stained Class is better, in my opinion. But yeah, so okay, we'll just throw those 3 in there just to wrap this shit up. Here we got.
So far, dude. So far, it should be my dad interviewing me. Be like, man, these some damn good picks.
Fuck yeah! See, me and Andy, man. Like hell yeah.
Fuck
Andy's like,
he's retired.
Maybe I'll show up. Yeah.
He's a retired medalist, according to Kanye. Do you know that line?
What's that?
You know that line, Kanye? No. The first time Kanye meets my fucking dad, he's at our fucking house. I'm like 14, 15, whatever. He comes over. I don't remember what he came over for. It was him and Don. And, Jim, he talks to everybody, right? Yeah. And I'm trying to, he's picking up some records or something from Hell. So I was probably 16 or so because we were doing Hells at the time. And I'm like, what the fuck's this guy doing? Like, he's downstairs. He's in the goddamn living room talking to my dad. Like, come on, man. I got shit to do. And he's down there. He's talking, I'm not talking 5 minutes. He's talking an hour or whatever. He goes down there and says, yeah, your fucking dad's cool as fuck, man. This goddamn guy's totally fucking likes metal and shit. I was like, he doesn't like fucking metal.
Yeah, he does.
He's like, what are you talking about? He's talking about Deep Purple, Black Sabbath. Yeah. He's like, Judas Priest. Yeah. He's like, yeah, but dude, that's like the stuff. He's like, I was like, he doesn't like Merciful Fate and Venom and shit. What do you want from the guy? He's a retired metalist. He's a retired metalist.
Hey, Andy still hangs out. He plays cards and shit, man.
I'm thinking about maybe I'll.
He's come over here. He's a fucking cool dad, man.
He has been here, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't say he wasn't cool. I'm just saying. Just say so far you got more his picks align more with yours than they do mine.
Well, maybe so. Well, anyway, where we at here? Well, I mean, there's gonna be. I can, you can name Welcome to Hell. You can name In the Sign of Evil. You can name Stooges Raw Power. You can name. Oh, let's see, what the hell? I mean, there's so many to name. So
I'm surprised you even like not for you like Kill 'Em All and.
Kill 'Em All is in there too, but that's not even my favorite Metallica. My favorite.
What's your favorite Metallica? I thought Kill 'Em All for sure was your favorite.
Master of Puppets.
Oh,
yeah, the 72 breeds.
Dude, Big D's gonna have a field day on for you.
Big D,
Sanitarium?
Big D knows my feelings about Metallica, and I know Big D's feelings about a lot of things too, and they don't add up.
According to him, he's like, you like the Morbid Angel Marilyn Manson album. He's even got a tattoo.
What?
So he said the first time, Jamie likes the new Midnight. I was like, he likes it. He's like, loves it. Even's got a tattoo.
How do I have a Morbid Angel? Where did you even get that?
I don't know.
I know.
Do you have any tattoo?
Of a Morbid Angel? No, I don't have a Morbid Angel tattoo. What the fuck he's talking about? We were in the car. We were going to see. It was me, him, and Kanya, and we were driving to Kent, Ohio, to see. I think it was Destruction. They were playing it in Kent, and it just happened like, oh, okay, I just picked up the new Morbid Angel. Okay, let's check it out. Put it in a CD player. And so we're listening to it. I'm like, well, we're listening to it, and then next thing it turned out, Big D's like, Walter just loves the new Morbid Angel.
He's such a gaslighter.
Got a tattoo of it.
Yeah, just like when he was telling me about, because before I knew you owned every Metallica album and shit like that, he was the one to tell me, he's like, he loves every Metallica album. I was like, no, he doesn't. He's like, yeah. I was like, so you're telling me he likes Load? He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, no, you're totally fucking with me. I was like, there's no way.
I do own it. I do not love it.
Yeah.
I'm a completist. It bugs me if that's just my personality trait. If there's a gap somewhere like that of a band. I do like Metallica. What am I gonna say?
No, I mean, again, what I actually do like all the albums. Like a band like Cannibal Corpse or Deicide, I pick every album up.
Yeah.
Like the new Cannibal comes out next month. I already have it on pre-order.
Yeah.
2 different color vinyls, CD. Yeah. I buy it, and if it sucks when it comes out, then.
But it's not, because it's CC.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah,
that's a given. You're not gonna get no. You're not gonna get no stupid. Where's your crown, King? Nothing. Yeah. I already know that ain't gonna fucking be on there, so it's like it's kind of a given. Who ain't picking up the new CC? Only posers ain't picking that shit up. I'm looking through his collection. I'm just shaking my head. I'm like.
CC.
No CC, goddammit. I'm like, fucking what a buffoon. But he's got fucking Load. It's like this is an incomplete metal collection.
And Reload.
I never even heard. Oh my heavens! I never even heard Reload. They were completely cut off by time. Fucking.
What's on over there,
dude? What's on Reload? Reload. Oh my! I forgot that even existed because I never even heard it.
That might be the one with the Marianne Faithfull.
Oh, that can't be good.
Yeah.
What's better than Load or Reload?
Is that what kind of loaded question is that? That's
a load of shit right there.
Yeah, that's not.
I got it.
Oh yeah. We gotta get away from that.
Hellcat don't like my stupid questions. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Last one actually. I was gonna ask you because I'm curious. What's the deal? I mean, yeah, I guess that it's kind of mysterious. People know about it, but I don't know who started. If you were the balls of the band, were you the King Diamond, Glenn Benton of the band, and why did the band break up? Was Boulder? I own a couple releases, 2 LPs, a 7-inch. What all did you guys officially? How many albums did you put out? I don't even know. Stuff I picked up at Charles, my Mind's Eye Shop, and I don't know the whole. Other than me owning a few records, I don't know the whole story of the band. Did you start it? Were you the main fucking driver of the band? And why did you throw in the towel? Like, what was the whole deal? I honestly, I don't know.
Well, I'll get to it quickly. Like we said, to answer a long thing in just a couple sentences. It was just a high school band. We started. It ran its course, and I wanted to do something where I didn't have to make what do you want to call it? Like when compromises. I didn't want to compromise. I knew what I wanted to do, and I wasn't.
Did Midnight come from Boulder?
Well, it was me.
I mean, like, did you have the idea and like it was part of that?
Yeah, it was getting there. I mean, it overlapped slightly. I mean, there was a bit of cheating going on, I guess, there, slightly. But I mean, it was something. Yeah, I was just ready to do. I mean, you know, like you can tell that band just ran its course.
What year was the first Boulder release?
93.
How many full lengths?
Oh, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 or 4, 5. I don't know, 3 or
Oh
4.
shit! I only own 2, and I own the 7-inch. What is it? It's the
There's
all black
a few
cover.
7-inches.
What's the one with all black cover? And I think it's around towards 2000.
2000. That was probably like the last record.
Do you remember what that one was called? 'Cause I remember really liking that one.
It had a gravestone on it.
Yes. What is that one called? What is that? That's I remember liking that the best.
Degenerates.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I remember that being my favorite. I'm assuming it's just the song Degenerates. I gotta go back and listen to it, but I own it. I was like, I remember that being my favorite thing.
Yeah, that was like right around it, because that's why I had the gravestone on it. It was like, we knew it was our last release, and it was like, okay, let's.
Oh, that's so. Wow.
So, what year was a Boulder officially done? 93 to what?
Probably 2000. I think we played our last show in Cleveland, 2004 or something like that.
Oh, so Midnight was already started. Yeah, it already started.
Yeah,
Then.
like
Okay.
I said, it was a little. There was a little.
Your high school friend.
There was a little. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. No. Okay. So now I got a little bit more of a.
Even pre-high school, it was elementary school.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I got a little bit more of
How
a.
old?
We know each other since we were 7.
Shit. What are those guys doing now?
Yeah, what are you around?
I just saw one of the guys a couple weeks ago. He was over here hanging. The other guy lives down the street.
Have I ever met the other guys?
Maybe not. Probably not.
Okay. They go to. They're not going to be at
Are they
metal
family
shows and
now,
shit.
or
What's that?
like
Yeah.
Family.
like I'm saying, if like Immolation or something was playing, well, they wouldn't be at that.
No.
Okay. That probably had not then.
No.
Okay. Last question, because everybody likes these goddamn type of questions for the show.
It's about posers. It's about
it's-
degrading people. It's about pointing fingers.
It kind of. Well,
Fashion.
It is. It's about fashion.
Okay. I knew it was one of
You
those
gotta
topics.
have. What is your take about goddamn sports caps on stage, jerseys, shorts for a metal band? Acceptable? Not acceptable? What's your take?
It should be obvious. I don't have
From
to
the guy
answer
who wears
that.
a mask.
You don't have to answer that kind of question. You know, like
So if you go and you see Kronos with a fucking Ohio State hat on, are you not going to be thinking, what the fuck's he doing?
right. That's what I'm saying. That's something like this question wouldn't have been asked in 19.
No, but they ask me all the time, what is this guy, a fucking dress code channel? Like, I'm like, dude, I don't even know why we're talking about this, because I thought it was so goddamn obvious, but you guys ask, and you sound like a bunch of fucking morons. I don't know why I need to describe it to you.
I mean, if Paul Stanley came out on stage and he was like, I don't know.
I get it, loud and fucking clear.
Although he does wear a fireman's cap during the song Firehouse.
That's
so
a
I
little
don't know.
different.
Is
That's
that
like
okay?
fucking King Diamond wears a goddamn Santa Claus suit doing fucking
Santa Claus.
Santa suit.
Santa Cruz, California.
He wears a Santa suit during No Presents for Christmas
Yeah, I know.
because it fucking fits the goddamn bill.
The theme.
It fits the
Yes.
bill.
It fits the bill.
It fits the bill.
Anyways, goddamn Athenar, I know we're way over the goddamn
We're
time.
way over the limit. We got to edit this one. What is this up to? It's like 60 minutes or something? Jesus Christ.
Too long.
Yeah, we got to edit this.
And then add,
Chop this one in
subtract,
half. What's that?
add, subtract, last words. What do you got to say?
Oh, this is
Where you going next?
this is I'm going upstairs and making him another wimpified mule.
No.
right.
All right. Later, goddamn it.